keep talking about a team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Why not talk to their sideline reporter, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, T.J. Reeves? How you doing, T.J.?
Hi, T.J.
T.J., let's just jump into it, man. Winners of 5 of the last 6, talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the way they ended the season, man. They've been rolling Baker Mayfield. They just dismantled the Eagles, but I got a pretty good feeling that you and the people down there in Tampa, you guys aren't surprised by that.
No, I mean, this team's been playing much better ball than when you guys were down here and we were in the creamsicle orange and the Lions put it on the Buccaneers in October. It has been a different, more aggressive team defensively, and Baker Mayfield has kicked it in down the stretch of the season in December. Those are the two biggest differences right now as to why this team is winning. Take advantage of those weapons like Mike Evans, like Chris Godwin. I'm speaking your language, Braylon. Get the ball in those playmakers' hands. Let them go do the work for you. That's worked on offense, and defensively with the blitz and the aggressiveness, it has been different.
Yeah, definitely. That's why receivers are making $30 million a year today. I think I played in the wrong era. Just talking about Baker for a second. Maz loves Baker. He's been on the Baker train since Cleveland. What changed, early on in the season? What was it between Todd Bowles, between Dave Canellis, who, by the way, Dave Canellis was the assistant receivers coach when I was with Seattle back in the day. What changed with Dave, Todd Bowles, and Baker Mayfield after that Lions game?
It took some getting used to, obviously, and Canales had early success. This Buccaneer team won the opening game at Minnesota and shocked a lot of people when Minnesota had been a playoff team a year ago, beating them at full strength.
Yeah.
They then turned around and also beat the New Orleans Saints early in the year at the Superdome, and you're 3-1, and everybody's going, wow. Well, then, as you guys know, people adjust. People figure you out. And so there were some growing pains in the middle of the season. Losses to Philadelphia, to San Francisco, to the Lions, to the Bills, teams, Houston, that are all in the playoffs. But then this team, I think, adjusted to the adjustments, began to get better, got Rashad White involved more in the receiving game out of the backfield. And Canales, again, has done a tremendous job of mixing things up, seeing some different looks that we haven't seen all year long. Late in the year, even in that playoff game with Philadelphia, there were a couple of looks we hadn't seen. So I think they've gotten comfortable. And again, Mayfield's experience, like you were talking about. My joke is, if you win a playoff game in Cleveland, and Braylon, I know you played there, that should be worth like 3 playoff wins.
It is.
If you win a playoff game there.
This is true.
So
good call, TJ.
He got it done there, and it's not a surprise he's leading this team right now in Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield.
Great call.
TJ, what kind of game do you expect here? 20-6 back in Week 6. Lions were missing a few guys. Tampa Bay was not hitting their stride yet. As you said, they were probably in a little bit of a funk at that point. What kind of game are we expecting here? A lot of people expecting a high-scoring game. How about you?
Very well could be. And I think, I don't want to overstate how important the first 3 or 4 possessions are, but I think it's big. And if the Buccaneers hang in, do some positive things, get an early lead maybe, that's important. If the Lions come out like they did against the Rams and you see 2 touchdowns immediately, it's not the whole game, but we know that crowd is going to be ready to blow the roof off the place. So if you're the Buccaneers, that's danger. Danger is, do not let the Lions get away from you in the first part of this game, even though the Rams kind of reeled the Lions back in as the game went on with all that emotion. But it would not surprise me if this game is like 27-24, 31-27, something like that. And the Buccaneers have had success a couple of times now winning high-scoring games like this.
Hey, what's been the major difference with Todd Bowles? I mean, Todd, I'm a Jets fan. Obviously, Braylon played there, 2 AFC championship games. He did not succeed in New York. We wanted to run him out of town. But he goes to Tampa Bay, and he just starts to win. Yeah, it helps to have Tom Brady, sure. And it helps to follow the guy that he followed.
Bruce Arians.
And Bruce Arians. But what has he done different this year? He looks like a different type of Todd Bowles, especially the way he answered that reporter's question the other day when they asked about the Detroit weather.
We are confirming here on Woodward Sports, as Coach Todd Bowles did, the game will be inside at Ford Field. Just clear that up for everybody.
Yeah,
it is
clear.
Confirmed. So aggressive. The word aggressive. They have been a more aggressive defense the second half of the season. The blitzing, another big factor, the number 1 pick, Kalijah Cansey. Remember this name, defensive lineman, ACC Player of the Year out of Pitt. Exactly, Braylon. That guy was not healthy. He barely had gotten back in the lineup in the Lions game in October, but he was not healthy for about 6 weeks at the beginning of the year. He has come on like a madman down the stretch of the season. And you've got an outside rusher, a kid, another rookie, 2 rookies Yaya Diaby, number 0. The Buccaneers have never had a 0. This is only the first year that they're letting somebody wear 0. And Yaya Diaby wears that as a badge of honor because he was a 0-star coming out of high school in Georgia. Ooh. And ends up getting a scholarship to Louisville and ends up getting drafted by the Buccaneers in the 3rd round, and now has 7.5 sacks in his rookie year in the NFL. Not bad for a 0-star out of high school. So watch out for Cansey and Diaby helping up front with Vita Vea, the big school building size defensive tackle. We love Vita.
Man,
Shaq
awesome.
Barrett, the veteran on the outside. This Buccaneer defense has been aggressive. The front 4 has been good, and it's no secret that that's directly related to why the Bucs are winning.
TJ Reese, thanks so much for joining. I appreciate connecting with you. I was just going to ask about those 3 guys on the defensive line, so let me pivot and ask you about Antoine Winfield Jr.
Damn it, you stole my question.
Yes.
That's my question.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Lions like to use the middle of the field, whether that's with Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Reynolds. What is Antoine Winfield and his versatility, his hard-hitting style, what does that bring to the back of that Buccaneers defense against the Lions this weekend?
How about the word everything? I know you have much love for Aiden Hutchinson there. I know, pick one all over the NFL. Fred Warner in San Francisco, these different defensive stars and what they do, TJ Watt in Pittsburgh, etc., what they do for their team. Winfield may very well be the best player on this team.
Jeez.
I didn't say best player just on the defense. He has had an amazing season in terms of nobody in the NFL for 15 years has had 10 pass breakups, 5 or more sacks, 5 or more forced fumbles, and 5 or more recoveries. He's been tremendous this year. So Winfield is a leader, and why do I get the feeling he's going to make a big play or two in this game in the back half of the defense? There have been 4 safeties in the 2000s. We've looked this up that have won NFL Defensive Player of the Year. I think I have this right off the top of my head. Correct me. All right, Bob Sanders, yes. Palomalu. Raylan's got the list. He's ready. Rod Woodson and Ed Reed. There are 4 of them that have won Player of the Year. Antoine Winfield Jr. should get votes for Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know that he's going to win it, but he's been that good, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, that's who actually I was going with, and we can end with that.
He's scaring me.
I love
TJ,
Antoine
you're scaring
Winfield.
me.
It
Another
started
Pro
with,
Bowl snub, too.
started with his father, though.
For the record, I did not have access to the rundown and the list of questions. We're just kind of going off the cuff, and we're just rolling with it. Go
That's
ahead.
it.
No, we're rocking and rolling. Antoine Winfield, I remember playing against his father. Also, I remember his father at Ohio State. He's one of the best defensive backs that I went against. So when I saw that last name, I knew he was going to be greatness, but damn. You know, you saw what he was in the Super Bowl. He's a blitzing extraordinaire. He can tackle. Reminds me of Brian Branch here, or I should say Brian Branch reminds me of him because Antoine Winfield does have a Super Bowl under his title. We appreciate your time, TJ, but I will leave you with this. Sorry we had to steal Stevie Eisman. I see that Tampa Bay Lightning hat in the back. Sorry we had to steal Eisman. We had to bring him home.
Stevie Y, we have much affection for Stevie Y. I will just submit to you, we're still winning Stanley Cups down here. What's going on with the Red Wings? You got to get your
we're
act
coming
on.
on, man.
We're on the way.
3rd in the Atlantic. And
We're
guess
on
what?
the way.
How about Sunday?
They're
this
here.
This is news down here. Sunday is Bucks and Lions, and then it's Lightning
Tampa,
and Red Wings.
Yep.
Because they moved it. They moved the game.
7
To
o'clock.
7 o'clock. It's great.
Exactly. So it's fascinating how it's all intertwined. I'm looking forward to this. We'll be up there in the Motor City. We'll see what happens with this playoff game. Somebody's in the NFC title game out of the Lions and the Buccaneers.
Amazing.
Sign me up. Here we go.
Sign me up, TJ.
TJ, we appreciate to have you on the show. We will have you in the future again. Hopefully, it's to talk about the same type of stuff. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll see you on the sidelines, TJ.
We will. Don't
All right,
bring
guys.
too much.
Be well.